Hey everybody, how are you? I'm Kirk. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about tackle bags. What size fits you? See, there's some of the tackle bags that I have here, starting with my smallest to go down to the river. And then, of course, we got a little bit bigger and we were fishing more types of ways and different types of lures. So we went with a smaller tackle bag. Smaller bag. This one carries a few different boxes, 36s. This bag cost me about 30 bucks. Nice bag. I got it at Walmart. Cheapo bag. But it served me well, and it was a very good bag. Zippers worked very well. I went to Bass Pro Shops, and I talked my wife into getting this for me for my birthday, and she did, and thank you so much. This was $100. Carry quite a few 36s as well. And then, of course, that wasn't good enough. As fishermen, we like to have every lure that we have on hand whenever we need it. And I was doing a lot of jumping around, whether it be bank fishing. I have my Bass Tracker, which is a small boat that I go on the local lakes here. And we also have the Javelin, which we go on any of our lakes that we can use the high power motor. So I brought in this big gun. All right, so this big gun was nearly $170. Okay, now it does carry a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to take that away from it one bit. And this bag really did work out good. You could see I had a lot of area for storage, 11 containers that I could carry with this. And when it came to plastics, oh my God, I have so much room for plastic baits. We're gonna clean you up here. That was me making that noise, but I'll fill it in a regular noise. So I was lugging this big old bag around, and it was a lot. Even as big as it was, I still didn't have room for all the baits that I wanted, and I knew it was time. It was time to get back to a manageable bag. So I went back to this guy. This is back to my $99 bag, and what I did is I made some adjustments. I was able to get these thinner boxes made by Plano. You can see they carry almost the same as a regular 36 box. Here's a regular 36 box, only quite a bit thinner. So for every 2 boxes, I can put 3 of the narrow Planos in. I thought that would be a good way to still be able to choose out what I felt were my best of each type of bait. And we have crankbaits, chatterbaits, jerkbaits, jigs. That's all different types. Tackle, frogs in my whopper ploppers and my top waters, spinner baits, and then we have top water. So I had to really decide on which plastics work best for me. So I had to cut down way down on my plastics. So here I have my finesse baits, my Cincos, and basically these were doing the same thing. I just had to make the cut back and really make a decision what's going to work best for me. In here I've got some like jig type, Ned rigs, grubs, things of that nature, poppers, or not poppers, plugs, not plugs either. I'll get it out. Tubes, which I don't fish tubes very often, but once in a while I get excited and I'll throw a tube or two. Over here we have our paddle tails, drop shot type stuff, and then we have some swim baits. It wasn't good enough for me. Wasn't good enough. So not only do I carry this bag, I carry this bag also. But it's a lot easier to bring these 2 small bags rather than this one huge bag that weighed nearly 50 pounds. 50 pounds worth of gear. So I was able to cut down to this bag, and I'm down by, dare I say, 22 pounds. So I bring this bag along with me too. I'll throw in a couple different plastics. These are my swim baits. I try a lot of different stuff on swim baits. So I've been playing around a lot with colors. I also use swim baits on some of my drop shots. I'll use swim baits for Carolina rig. The swim baits are as a primary plastic that I use. I use it often, so I really felt it was necessary for me to bring them along. Could I go less? Yeah. I'm sure I could have taken this box Maybe we don't need a million of them. Maybe, maybe I could just have an assortment of colors, but no, I had to double up on these colors. I'll be plucking through this pack and being like, okay, you know what? This one's not doing it today. I need to switch up on my colors. And it gives me enough room that if I have a bait or two that I want to bring along, I can bring it along. Let's talk about something different. I decided to go get all new 36 size bait holders. This one was held in 37, so you can see the difference in size of a 36 and a 37, quite different. The 37s wouldn't be able to fit in here, so I needed something that I could kind of go back and forth as I needed certain baits. My large one, I mean, what am I gonna do with it? Now it holds the baits that I want to use from time to time. If I'm like, okay, I'm running low on those. Do we really need to have 15 to 20 3/8 drop shot weights? If you lose that many weights in a day, you shouldn't be fishing you shouldn't be fishing drop shot in that area. So I've cut that down to 10 drop shots. Everything that I purchase at this point, if it doesn't come that number in a package, I'm not going to carry it. Let's just talk Senkos. If you go out and buy a Gary Yamamoto Senko, comes with 10 in a pack. If I have 2 packs of Senkos, if I'm running low, I will not load that pack to 12, 13, 14 Senkos. It's 10. 10 is all I bring. So I'll keep a pack off to the side at home or in this bag. So when I'm ready to replace those Senkos that I lost the day before, I'm constantly going to be restocking this bag. This will be my go bag. This is my bag that it's time, you know, okay, hey, I got a good deal on those Senkos. I bought 3 packs for the price of 1. I'll buy those packs to save money like we all do, and then I will make the adjustment and pick out 10, throw 10 into the bag. Okay. So whenever we make changes and we get new boxes, one of the issues that I found that I've been having is my tackle box. And I'm sure you're running into the same issue that I'm running into. When we go into our tackle box here and it's time to grab either a hook or some weights, there's times where the weights and the hooks, these little doors will pop open and we will lose one of the weights up and underneath to the next one. It's kind of one of those pain in the ass things we all deal with. My fix for this, I got myself some super glue. With the super glue, I'm going down and I'm going to glue each bottom, just one dab on the bottom of each one of these doors. This is a dedicated box. I know what I'm doing with this box. I basically utilized every door I can for my hooks, my weights, my swivels. So this is my basic tackle box, strictly tackle. My terminal tackle goes in this box. So this box is dedicated for that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna basically glue each one down. I was doing some drop shot fishing the other day and I was like, oh shoot, I lost a drop shot. I had to grab a 1/4 inch drop shot. I reached my fingers in there. I pushed a 1/4 inch right into the 3/8. I can't find a 1/4 inch now. They're all mixed together. We're gonna solve that problem right now. I'm gonna take a little glue, super glue. I like the clear. The clear bonds real nice, and we're gonna fix this up. So let's get after that. The trouble is when you glue these, make sure you take your stuff out, because if you glue it with your stuff in, that's a no-no. Your stuff will get glued to the bottom of your box, and when you go grab it, it's like that 1/4 that we've all seen on the floor or on the top of a gumball machine, and we think, oh, I'm gonna take that 1/4, but it's glued there. Somebody thought, oh, I'm gonna glue that 1/4 there and really mess with everybody. I know what's happened to you. It happened to me a million times. So I know what's happening to you. First things first, I'm gonna have to take out these lures. I'm going to go lure for lure on this. We're going to take that out there. So we're going to put one little dab of glue on either corner of these tracks. So one little dab, one little dab, one little dab, one little dab. Doesn't take much. put that door in there. Make sure you squeeze it closed to make sure it falls in. Okay, and hold it there for a little bit. And we're going to move on to our next one. These little items are the ones that give you a real hard time. I'm figuring I'm only going to have to do this once, but look how hard it is even just to get my stuff over. I'm just going to push these right down so I can move to my next unit here. Like I said, right in the corners, right below the track. Bloop. Bloop. The thing you really got to make sure of is when you do this is that you don't have any lures in the way, and that you make sure that you push down on these and get them all the way flat to the bottom. And as that glue dries up, it'll firm up on that stuff real nice. You're probably wondering, what a pain in the neck. I'm not going to want to deal with that. So here's what I brought out. I brought out a magnet. Tungsten has a little bit of magnetic property. This will help us to get some of these out so we don't have to get crazy. Glass balls do not. So some of these items are going to have to be taken out. It's a little bit of a pain in the neck, but it can be done. Dab there, dab there. We still have quite a few things, and obviously hooks. Hooks are magnetic, so we're going to be able to pull the hooks out really easy. These are pretty inexpensive. You can get these at the hardware store. I think they're maybe $1.99 is all. Just going to continue doing our grind here of getting these things glued up. There's a part of me that just wants to dump this all out, but I know that's going to be a real mess. So once you do this, this box is pretty much dedicated to however you decided to put your trays in. This is another thing I like to put in my tackle. This is a charcoal or silicone tablet that basically keeps the moisture down to keep your items from rusting. A lot of this, as we saw, was magnetized, so it's got a lot of steel in there, and that steel will rust. It's good to let your stuff dry out before you put it back in these boxes, especially jigs, chatterbaits, spinner baits, any of those baits. Once they get wet, you really want to either pat them dry, let them sit out maybe a little bit, let them air dry before you put them back in the boxes, because they can really cause havoc. And some of this stuff costs a lot of money. You know, if you figured out what just this box alone, so we got 36 sections. You got to figure each section probably has at least $5 worth of hooks, between $3 and $5 worth of hooks. Let's just say 5 times 36. 5 times 30 is, well, that's 150. 5 times 6 is 30. That's $180 worth of gear right here. And to be honest with you, the tungsten alone, just my tungsten, I probably got $60 just in tungsten. So let's up that up to about $230 worth of tungsten and hooks that I have in here. That gets expensive quickly. Every now and then it's kind of good to go through your tackle anyway and just make sure your tackle is where you want it, as far as, you know, what looks good to you. Maybe you need some upgrades or anything like that. Sometimes I'll go through my tackle and I'll be like, wow, those hooks are they're pretty rusted. I'm going to take that out. And there's times where I'll do that. If I'm not happy with the way some of my tackle looks, I'll certainly replace it. Well, as you can see, I had the movie inside. We ran out of daylight, and while we were waiting for our box to dry up, but here's where we're at. And we got everything nice back in there. And as you can see, the separators are tight, and they're going to keep stuff from moving around. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Really simple thing to do. Just take the time, take your stuff out of the tackle box. Actually, I kind of put it back a little differently, and I kind of like the way I have it now, a little more organized. And this way, you know, you can keep that stuff from moving back and forth. Anyway, just a little short one. Just a little hack to help out in your fishing day. Nothing's worse, like I said, than trying to reach for a hook and it's going into the wrong container and you can't find it, and it's a real pain in the neck. But this is a simple fix. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you look over here, you're going to see what I do next on my next fishing adventure.